Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with our sign-specific weekly astrological tarot reading. This is for the week of September 17th through September 23rd, and this reading is for Virgo. Okay, so really quickly, there's only one thing that I'm seeing that's happening this week that I'll be focusing on for this reading. Happens towards the end of the week, and it is that the sun moves from Virgo into Libra. Libra season officially begins, and we have the autumn equinox as well. So we are finally moving from your season into Libra, and things are shifting. So last week was all about moving forward. This week is all about balance for obvious reasons. We want to use all the lessons that we learned while the sun was in Virgo, all the lessons that Mercury in retrograde through Virgo was for us. All of those things, we're finally going to be able to utilize everything we learned about your essence, and use that to balance our inner selves and the outer world as well, outside of us, inside of us and outside of us, in balance now. That's what Libra is going to be for us, and that's what this spread is all about. I want to know what your inner is, what your inner world looks like right now. I want the tarot to show me also what the outer world for you looks like right now. What's outside of you, maybe even outside of your control. Then I want to know, right in the middle, about how we can balance those things. How do we balance the inner, especially the lessons we learned from Virgo, with the outer? What the lessons other people learned, where they are. How do we keep those things in balance? How can Libra help us? I hope the tarot can show us that. So, as I begin my shuffle, I'm going to be repeating the intention that I set for us this week. And that intention is balance. I chose balance for obvious reasons, for all the reasons I just said. This spread is all about balance. This upcoming season is all about balance. And it really is specifically about balancing you. Balancing what Virgo is. It's about balancing that with this idea that we all have to move forward. So, hopefully the tarot can guide us in the right direction. Okay, in the inner position, so you, what you are, who you are, right now, card that I draw is 9 of Pentacles. Fabulous. Love it. Wonderful. Okay, outer. Let's hope it says good. Judgment reversed. Okay. How do we keep inner and outer in balance? How do you do that? How can Libra help you do that? The 5 of Cups. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, again, as we're moving from Virgo into Libra, this spread is really, really showing me that 2 things are at play here, and more are obviously, but 2 specific things, and that's the balance, but we'll get to it. Inner is the 9 of Pentacles. You are in your essence, you're in your control, you are using all of your strong suits to their fullest, you know what they are, and you are able to activate them in a productive, progressive way. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you're feeling that, great job. I knew you would. If you aren't feeling that right now, Virgo season still goes on for another week. Libra season doesn't begin until the end of the week. So, take this week to really figure out where you feel the strongest and in the most in control. And that's the lesson that you need to take away from your season. That's the lesson. Whatever that is. So whether you know that or not, once you do know that, and if you do know that, whatever that is for you, whatever makes you feel the most in control, that's the thing that needs to guide you. For others, though, and for the outer world in general, everything outside of you is having trouble, based on judgment reversed, it's having trouble accepting that the seasons are going to change. You'd think that people who, struggle with Virgo themes may be kind of really ready to just get at it. It seems like most people aren't. It seems like, based on this card, everything outside of you, while you're empowered and ready to move forward, it seems like maybe others aren't. Maybe they aren't ready to... Maybe, weirdly enough, they aren't ready to move on from this period of review that we've been in while your season has been going on. They're not ready to use or accept all of the information they learned moving forward. So it's almost as if it exists in opposites. It's almost as if you have been successful this season. You have figured it out. Figured out who you are, what you are, and how you can use that. While others are either struggling with that, or not, but they're definitely struggling to accept what they've learned, or that it's time to move on with that. So that's a challenge to keep that in balance. The advice and the card that we get in balance is the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups, anytime for me the 5 of Cups shows up in the middle of a spread, especially if a spread is about balance, and especially if it's a 3-card spread, there is this idea that something's on one side of the card and something's on the other side of the card. So she's looking down at 3 cups that are turned over. Behind her are two cups that are upright. And so the message is that while something has ended, something is finished, not usable anymore, something, and probably something that we're not looking at, something maybe that, because we're so focused on what's over, we aren't focusing on what's left, what's still standing. That's kind of the idea of the card. So if that's what the card kind of symbolizes, what does that mean for balance? Well, I think it's perfectly summed up in the structure of this spread. So on one side, the side, by the way, where all the cups are fallen over, is you and all of your glory. The side where the 2 cups are standing is this idea that others are struggling to accept things. What I think this is calling for is for all of us to not focus on what was hard about Virgo season, not focus on what we maybe lost during Virgo season, what we had to let go during Virgo season. We all need to shift our focus onto using what's left, what we know now is solid, using that to accept the lessons we learned from Virgo and move forward. I don't necessarily think you need to do that. I think you, based on the 9 of Pentacles here, learned what you need to learn. Maybe this week you need to let go of what wasn't right. So focus on what you did know, what you did succeed at this season, during your season, and let the rest go. Don't focus on where you weren't perfect, where you stumbled a little bit, where maybe the Virgo essence wasn't totally imbued in your every part of your life. Like, that's okay. Maybe you missed a detail or two, and that's fine. We got to move on. I think that's how this applies to you. I think it also, the way it applies to others, and why it's important, is that because once you do that, you'll be so strong. You'll be able to help everyone turn from your season to Libra, to the future. Use those things that are still standing, those 2 cups that are still standing. Use those. Use the Virgo strengths. Use what we all succeeded at. You'll be able to help others look towards those positive things so that they can accept the fact that the journey has ended and a new journey is beginning. That's the key here. To sum it up and make it simple, though, this spread, I want this to be about how you find balance. The way that you are going to find balance this season is by accepting what you succeeded at, letting go of what you didn't, and using that knowledge to help everyone else accept that whatever they couldn't do and whatever they did needs to be accepted, owned, and we all need to move on to Libra together. That's the only way we're going to have balance. But it seems to me that most people are still going to need a little Virgo guidance, at least for this week. So be as strong and powerful as you can for others right now. The best way you can do that, find out where you were the most successful during Virgo season. Own that, and then forgive yourself for whatever you didn't do. Use the 2 cups that are standing up. Use the good stuff. Help yourself and help us all move proudly and strongly and smartly towards the next season. I'll see you next week.